Hello, everyone, and welcome to the movement analysis of quarterback throw from standing in the pocket. My name is Patty Bailey, and we'll be going over some key components of that today. So, right here, as you can see on our screen, are the key components listed from a couple of sources about what makes a good throw and what makes a good quarterback. Talks about the grip, releasing the ball overhand, over your head, separation of your hands, weight shifting from back to front, twisting your trunk, and following through. You'll see key components throughout all of our videos through different angles, through different tools used through Coach's Eye, and each time I'll try and point them out for us. So we'll start with our instructional video. We have a student here who is our starting quarterback at our high school, and he is pretty proficient at this throw. As you can see, using Coach's Eye, I have a couple of tools. You see this blue line representing his straight midline and the arm where his pull through goes through. So as we go, we'll let the video play. You can see that his hand comes up, separates from his right hand, his left hand from his right hand, separates front to back. He's coming, pausing over the top, and his hand follows through opposite of his body, thumb to his thigh. This is a different angle showing the separation of his feet. You can see through some quick pauses. He's going to shift his weight from back to front. Arms separate. You can see his left hand out in front of him. His shoulders are in a perfect L. His back is flat. His elbow is up, ready to go. And he's going to step and follow through. High arcing release over the top. Now from this angle, it's a little bit different. You can see some different points. He separates. His hand comes up. Ball releases over the top. Right through that big circle, which is what I wanted you guys to see. We talk about weight shift, transferring from back to front. His back foot transfers all the way to the front, shoulder width apart, nice big L. Watch his back foot. It'll pause here for a second. His back foot comes off the ground, follows his hand, and follows through all the way lateral to his other foot. So, as you can see now, this is our pre-practice video, and this is our not-so-proficient student. Right off the bat, you can tell he has a lower release. His hands are getting good separation, but we'll talk about that in his strengths and weaknesses once we get through all the clips. So you can see he starts with his arm down. It's not so much an L. It's not a straight line. It's angling down. And when he brings the ball through, it's way too wide. Way too wide. As you see here, pause for a second. His arm comes up. I want you to watch his left hand. So his left hand right here on the middle. Instead of tucking it like you're supposed to, he kind of lets it flop over. So he doesn't necessarily tuck it. He lets it flop over. His arm comes at a decent angle. But it's just, you see the separation with that blue line between his head and where the ball is. That's way too much space. Good follow through though. We'll see again here that the angle of his shoulders are just not where it's supposed to be. And we'll put that back for a second so you can see how his foot kind of stays on the ground. We want his foot to be coming up much like the first video so that we can see that follow through all the way. Now you can see the starting position of where the ball is just way too low. In a game, we would never have the ball that low. In a game situation, he's just not ready for that. So we're working on that. He comes up. He has great rotation in his hips. However, you can see his elbow is good, but when he releases, it's way too far away from his head again. And you can even see in this one that when the ball travels to his partner, it almost travels in an upward spiral and not in a flat direction. So here's a comparison video between the two, and you can start to see the strengths and the weaknesses already. The strength of our bottom quarterback is elbow up, You can see really how quick he gets to the top, how quick he's already at the top in his motion, whereas student number 2 is way too wide. He does a good job of getting separation, but he over exaggerates. So his one of his weaknesses is that he over exaggerates. Now they both, right there, you can see the difference between the L and the lower one. Student on the bottom comes right over the top, you'll see. Whereas the upper green arrow, he follows that path and goes wide, takes a wide path to the ball, and doesn't travel. However, one major strength of the student on top is that he has great hip rotation, so that he's coming through and following through on his throws, which is where he needs to be. As you'll see, he brings the ball up in our post practice video. So this is after we've met. We've talked about what needs to be improved. What are the things that I'm looking for? And you can see his distance and his step changes. Right here, you'll see the pause. Perfect straight line right here. L up top to his shoulder, which is really, really what we want to see. Follows through nice and well. We're still going to get him on that foot, though. You can see on that foot in the back, we're still not getting that follow through. Here, from the front angle, steps through, brings his elbow. Watch his elbow again. Right here, I'm going to freeze. Right there where his elbow is, we want to see that following through. However, the arm angle is much better. Follows through with his throwing hand, thumb to his opposite thigh, which is an excellent, excellent improvement. Steps. This is another perfect L right there. We watch his foot. We talked about him keeping that foot coming through. Didn't quite get it. Now here, comes up. That's right where you want the ball. We always talk about, as a quarterbacks coach, we always talk about getting the ball up to our ear and separating. Student number 2 does an excellent job. Gets the ball up to his ear, separates, gets this arm angle right here, and comes straight through with it. Right over the top. Nice, crisp, tight spiral. Now you'll see a comparison. On the top is his video from trial number 1, and on the bottom is his video from trial number 2. And we can really start to see the differences and the improvements that he made. So you can see his arm angle on the bottom is followed by the green arrow, and his arm angle on the top isn't really represented. We can see right here already the difference of how the height of the ball, where the ball lies in retrospect to on top. Nice straight line, whereas on the bottom he's dipping. Ball is already away on the top. On the bottom, the ball's still in his hand. He's really taking his time, which is why the top is such an improvement from the bottom. Now here is him compared to our proficient student, his second trial. You can see they both have the ball up, ready to go. They both get great separation of their hands. His elbow almost gets higher than our original student's quicker, which is a great thing to see. He really took that to heart in that sense of improving his skill. Both separate, come straight over the top, which is exactly what we wanted to see. And if there's anything we're still looking to improve, is that back foot. Now here are some references if you'd like to check out any of them. There are some good sites that talk about quarterback mechanics. And overall, I think the movement analysis helped our student improve. I look forward to doing another one.